Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another live stream. And a few days to go to the window closes. There's one position to fill, and things seem like they could be hotting up again in the pursuit of Enzo Fernandez from Benfica to Chelsea. Obviously, we had the interest at the start of the window. Things kind of broke down. Then we switched our attentions to Caicedo, and now it seems we could well be back in for Enzo Fernandez. Obviously, Portugal coming out earlier today that we could be putting a bid in around the 120 million euros mark, and then really the first kind of real Chelsea source confirming through Matt Law saying that Chelsea have officially reopened talks with Benfica over a deal for Enzo Fernandez. They believe that they've got a chance of getting him before the window closes. Pys, thanks for coming as always, bro. Great to have you. What's kind of the latest of this whole situation here? Do you just think it's very much, Chelsea believing they've got ultimately down to Benfica? Do you think we've really got an opportunity to try and negotiate something where or how do you see it looking at the moment?
It's very, very interesting. There's been a couple of sources, obviously Matt Law tonight and Cesar Malo in Argentina earlier. Matt Law says that Chelsea are determined to push for a deal. It's going to be very interesting. I think in terms of the price and stuff like that, I think Chelsea are probably prepared to go pretty crazy, to be honest. It's just whether or not, Rui Costa will let him go. And if so, I believe it will be for the summer because it's so late to find a replacement. But I think everything's on the table right now in terms of what happens.
Yeah, it definitely is. I don't know where I stand with this. This has been such a long saga. It was at the start of the window and it disappeared for a couple of weeks, and now last few days it's kind of come back again. Do you think Benfica's stance has changed at all? Do you reckon there's any indications from the club themselves that's given Chelsea perhaps a bit of renewed interest in thinking that they've got a chance of getting this done? Because we thought we had a chance at the start of the window, in the middle of the window. Now we seem to think we've got a chance again of pulling this off. Do you think anything's changed from Benfica's side at all that's given kind of any hope?
Not sure it was on my end, but internet's a bit dodgy. But yeah, I kind of heard what you said. In terms of, you said do you think we have a chance or Benfica changing their stance? Matt Law's just said there again. Chelsea believe they have a chance. I'm not sure whether that's delusion or what, but I honestly think something could be set up for the summer. I'm a bit less, sort of optimistic of him coming right now, but I think that something could certainly happen for the summer.
Obviously, I think we'd be happy with that in terms of a deal now to get him in for the summer. But would you be happy with that as well? Do you think it's essential we get him now? Obviously, it'd be a massive plus, but I guess just to secure his signature for next season is just as good as him coming now, almost. Would you be happy with that, a deal for him to come next season rather than now?
Yeah, I would. Having him next season would be absolutely massive. I'd love to have him now, but if we could get that pre-agreement in, that would be an amazing way to end the window. I think definitely.
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't know if this is true, mate. Does the release clause expire? I was pretty sure a release clause didn't expire. X amount of years of the deal and then it expires. Any information on that? Does a release clause expire?
No, I don't know too much about that, to be honest. Not really sure what happens with a release clause, but let's hope that they accept installments. I'm really, really hoping for that.
Is that kind of what we're looking at here in terms of, obviously, the release clause 120 million, 105 million pounds or 106 million pounds. How much do you think Chelsea prepared to offer up front? And then in terms of a fee, are we looking at sort of 70, 80 million pounds up front, that high, a bit less? What's kind of been sort of reported around of any potential upfront figures?
In terms of our new bid, I believe 105 million pounds was said to be the rate that Chelsea would willing to offer installments without players. But there's also been obviously suggestions of Chelsea offering, I think it was £87 million with players or a player. So I think maybe we've just left it up to Benfica to decide what they want to do. But we're definitely pushing. We're definitely trying. It's obviously a confirmed story. I believe more news will come out over the next day or so, and let's just see. I mean, it would be, oh mate, I'd be absolutely gassed if he could come for now. But for the summer, I think it's more realistic just because of the amount of time left in the window.
Yeah, look, I'm happy either way. Look, there's not too much to play for this season. Yes, we obviously would love to finish in the top four. Seems unrealistic. Say never. If we put a decent run together and half of the season with everyone back fit again, new players in and things like that. You can never rule it out, although it seems unlikely. But other than that, there's not too much to play for. So for me, yeah, it'd be great to get him now, but I don't think it's like an absolute necessity. If he comes in the summer, then you'd have him and Kunku and Gusto all ready to go on the first day that window opens. And to be honest, we'd hardly need to do any business in the summer transfer window if we got Enzo Fernandez. I mean, would you agree with that? If Enzo does come in, do you see us actually needing to do any business in the summer apart from maybe one other midfielder, possibly Declan Rice?
Yeah, I also think a goalkeeper will come in as well. I think we'll look at the striker situation as well. But I think other than that, I think we'd be pretty much certain. It'd be quite incredible if we could end off the window with this, just because I think I can't remember any window where not only have we solved every position, but we've signed absolute quality, top class, potential world class players in there. So yeah, I think it'd be massive.
I mean, I don't think this is an exaggeration that if Enzo was to come in, this would be definitely the best transfer windows in football, just in general. If Enzo, do you think in terms of transfer windows in football, just in general, it would certainly be the best ever January window from a team?
Yeah, no, it would. It would be amazing. I think I don't know how much we've spent. It's like 200 plus million. But yeah, I mean, it'd be crazy. I think just the fact, as I said before, we managed to fix pretty much every single position with top quality players would it'd just be insane. I mean, Mudryk, I'm a massive fan of. João Felix, massive fan of. Enzo. Thing is with Enzo, like his long passing ability is what I want most in this Chelsea team. Picking out the runners, picking out Mudryk. Like, yeah, he would just offer us such a different ability in that midfield. In terms of forward passing, progressive passing, chances into the box, and also shooting as well. He's got a shot on him. People forget this, so. Yeah,
I
I'd
mean,
definitely. Yeah.
does he tick all the boxes for you in terms of, like, obviously can play six, can also play an eight. He's got goal scoring threat. He's got good. Do you every in player? Do you would much prefer him over Caicedo or a Rice? Pys is gone now. Guys, let me know how my Wi-Fi is. Is it dog shit? Please do let me know. Hopefully, Pys will be back in a sec. Or what's going on. But yeah, guys in the chat, please let me know if my Wi-Fi is shit, because hopefully it's not. But there has been a Fabrizio tweet, so I will get that up now. And when Pys returns, we will get into it. Oh, why am I lagging? Big and the I seem to be lagging slightly. Fabrizio. Let me just try and find that. Have I brought that up? No, not yet. I'll find it now. Just going to bring up the Fab tweet now. Apologies if the Wi-Fi is slightly shit. I don't know what I can do about that. But here we are. Chelsea are back in direct talks with Benfica for Enzo Fernandez, as reported by Matt Law. They want the player at all costs. Chelsea would be prepared to pay the 120 million euros fee. Benfica president Rui Costa has still no intention to accept, but Chelsea will insist to get the deal done now. So this is big. I mean, this could be happening. I mean, I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's quite possible this could happen. If we're prepared to pay the 120 million euros, then that is the release clause. So surely then Benfica would have to let him go. I mean, it could be happening. By the way, guys, make sure you keep smashing the likes on the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Would really appreciate all your support. So please do subscribe and smash the likes if you've not done that already. It's seconds, it's free, and it really, really helps me out. And hopefully, yeah, Pys is now back in the mix. Bro, back in the game. Mate, new tweet from Fab. Apparently, we're prepared to pay the 120 million euros fee and will insist to get the deal done now. Why do you think then that we were perhaps reluctant to, well, seemingly reluctant to pay it earlier in the window, but now we're kind of happy to pay it now? Or do you think it was actually kind of negotiating tactics, trying to get it for less, and we were kind of happy to pay it all along?
Well, I mean, if you believe the earlier report, the first ever report, it said that we actually backed out of paying, supposedly this, which was strange. But yeah, I don't like what Fab says there about Rui Costa still has no intention to accept. I mean, we can push as hard as we want, but if he refuses to sell, he refuses to sell. That's put my hopes down a little bit.
But surely though, like the release clause is 120. So if we pay, is the release clause only activated if you pay it in one go? So even if it was 120, which is the release clause, but it was offered in that doesn't activate the release clause because it's not upfront in one sum.
No, he wants it upfront, full payment, straight away, which is not what Chelsea want. Chelsea want to do this in installments to help with the books.
Yeah, this is shit. But I mean, the fact that Chelsea will insist to get the deal done now and they're prepared to do it. I mean, do you think that means prepared to do it as in prepared to pay it in one go? Or do you think that means prepared to do it as in meet that in installments? I mean, ideally installments, but do you think with the way that Fabrizio has worded that, do you reckon it's possible that we could actually be prepared to do it in one go?
No, I don't think we'll do it in one go. I think that's already been made pretty clear. We probably would have done it. I mean, I wouldn't rule it out totally, but I think we'd be pretty fucked with FFP if we did that.
I mean, yeah, although wasn't there Ornstein saying on a podcast the other day that if we sold someone like Conor Gallagher, for example, wouldn't we actually be in profit this window? Obviously, signing Enzo would mean we definitely wouldn't be in profit this window. But if we sell someone this window, are we actually in profit? Is that what he was saying?
Yes. So far with our dealings, I don't know what it would look like with Enzo, but so far of our dealings, if we sold like a Conor Gallagher or a homegrown player for I think an X amount, then yeah, we'd be in profit because of currently how our current transfers are spread.
And I suppose it makes sense as well that this is going to be obviously a large deal if it does happen. Really important to stress that this has not happened yet. I guess with UEFA in the summer closing the longer contracts, obviously maximum length of 5, it makes it a little bit, well, it makes it a bit more expensive when you with amortization and stuff. So I guess it's doubly important for Chelsea to try and get this done now so that he can obviously sign a 6 or 7 year contract so we can spread that cost and make it more favourable for us as well. So I guess that's another reason why we're looking to do that. I mean, do you reckon that's part of the thinking as well about getting this deal done now?
Sorry, what was that, Mo?
Do you reckon like the fact that UEFA are obviously doing reducing the length of contract to 5 years? Do you reckon the fact that we could offer a 7 years contract now is part of the thinking as well behind trying to get this done now so that we can obviously?
Yeah. It's got to be surely. I mean, I said this the other day. I think something could be done for the summer. I don't see him letting him go now. Like they're in a good position in the Champions League. They're fighting for the league. So yeah, I think Chelsea will look at it and say we just need this guy at all costs. I think, and yeah, with the Gusto deal, it's reported that Chelsea didn't want to miss out on him, so they secured him for the summer. I think the same could be done with Enzo. Look, I'd love him now, but it's going to be very, very hard to convince Rui Costa. But look, tomorrow is going to be an absolutely massive day. Because Tuesday's deadline day. Tomorrow is going to be huge to try and get an agreement. But yeah, I mean, we've got to do some crazy stuff to try and convince this Costa guy because he is crazy also. But from Chelsea's thinking, it absolutely makes sense. You can't spread the costs over 7-8 years from the summer. You can only do it now. Go all in. Go for your number one target. This is what they're doing. And let's pray they can pull it off. I'm praying, man.
Mate, what we need to do is get Egbali and Winstanley on that plane to deliver that presentation, mate. Once they deliver that presentation, it's game over. He signs. All we need to do is deliver that presentation. But actually, there is full buy-in. I'm happy to come to the club. I think he gave that agreement like earlier in the window in terms of he's more than happy to come to Chelsea. So it is very much just a case of agreeing fees between the two clubs. That's all that's left. I mean, mate, do you reckon Rui Costa's harder to deal with than Monchi at Sevilla?
I mean, I don't know. Monchi gives me nightmares. But, to be fair, this could have, like, if this was in the summer, there's no saying that, Rui Costa wouldn't just say no all summer, like, as well. So, I mean, yeah, but Monchi gives me nightmares. I'll let Rui Costa off for now.
But surely from a Benfica perspective as well, though, this is going to be the most money they can possibly get for Enzo. I mean, if it does go to the summer, surely they don't get as much as they would get for him now? Or do you think they could still get what they're asking for in the summer?
I mean, it's hard to predict, isn't it? Like injuries, players leaving from other clubs. I think City will be in the midfield market. I think Gundogan might leave. So they're going to need to replace him. I think Liverpool will probably try and get Bellingham. I don't think Man U will be in for Enzo. PSG, they don't usually spend massive amounts on the midfield, so I can't really see too many clubs, to be honest with you, mate, coming back in for him. Like I think Chelsea are the club that wants this guy the most, and I think we'll probably want him. Like even if we don't get him now, we'll 100% go back for him in the summer. I think Yeah, seems to be.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess it'll just be harder in the summer. There'll be a bit more interest. Obviously, I imagine Real Madrid might throw their names in the hat as well, possibly. But we'll have to wait and see. Pys, this question here, people seem to be getting confused. Buyout or release clause is the same thing, isn't it? Like, essentially.
A buyout and release clause because you can amortize a release clause, but not a buyout. Yeah, no, I think it's a straight buyout clause. So it's like, if the reason why we haven't done it is because if we was to trigger that clause, it would be so the payments. It would just be a straight payment, which looks really bad on our books.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why we haven't done it, because we'd get in trouble with FFP. Whereas, obviously installments, everyone knows how that differs. So yeah, it's like a straight. It would be one. Like there's no negotiating with this clause for Enzo. It would
No,
just be payment first.
I
All in
mean,
one go.
yeah, I think we'd be wasting our time as well if we try and negotiate that down. I mean, mate, do you think this is going to be very much just cash? Reports. I mean, I think reports on the record in Portugal were kind of saying that that we might involve a player. This involving a player thing, we've seen it with many deals before that we've tried it. It doesn't really seem to work, does it? I mean, do you think that a player is part of this deal for Benfica possibly? I mean, I think wasn't it in the previously there was maybe rumors that maybe Fofana, the forward, could go on loan, or Andre Santos or something like that if he has work permit issues. I mean, and do you think a player's going to be involved, or is this just going to be cash?
No, I think it would have to be straight cash. I don't think they're going to be interested. And also with our players, they've got to agree, and it just takes up more time. We've literally got I don't even know if they're still talking now, but rest of today and tomorrow, really, deadline day as well. For a big deal, you're going to need a lot of paperwork, and I think Monday tomorrow has to be the day. I don't think this can go deadline day. Not this big of a deal.
No, this has to be tomorrow. Fee agreed, and he needs to be on the plane to London at some point tomorrow to then do medicals the latest on Tuesday. So tomorrow's the key day, really, isn't it, of whether this will happen or not. I mean, there's not really too much more to say on Enzo, but in terms of right now as it stands, I know it's hard not to get carried away, but if I had to push you for an answer, do you think he'll be a Chelsea player at the end of the window?
I'm gonna say no, just because of Rui Costa. Honestly, I don't see. Like, I know they've got a board, but even last time, I believe the board voted. A lot of them were like, this is a lot of money type thing. A lot of them were actually in favour of selling Enzo, and Rui Costa just didn't budge. I think if a deal was going to be agreed, I think it would have been when Enzo started pushing and stuff like that. But never say never. I'm just not getting my hopes up, because their stance has not changed. So whatever Chelsea do, that's fair enough. But you can only push so much. Like if no is no, then Yeah, it's like Brighton and Caicedo, isn't it? Everyone sort of, they're telling us that they're not selling Caicedo. We'll see on that, won't we? I mean, Judgment Day is coming soon anyway, tomorrow or Tuesday, so we don't have long to wait. But I'm going to
No,
say no for now, just because we've been down this road before where Chelsea have pushed for Enzo before. We're going to push harder now, but end of the day, we've already pissed Benfica off, so. Yeah, I don't know. They're already in that mindset of just, piss off Chelsea. So I mean, yeah, I
Yeah,
don't.
I mean, do you do you reckon? I mean, I'll ask that question in a second. Answer this. I'm very interested, mate. Why Nkunku's not been announced? Every credible transfer reporter has said that the deal is done inside. The deal is definitely done inside. But mate, are you surprised that there's not been any Nkunku announcement? Even though Gusto's joining in the summer as well. I know we signed him now, but he's never he done the pictures in the shirt today, but he's never going to wear that shirt because he's not going to play in it. So, I mean, are you surprised that? I mean, are you surprised there's been no Nkunku media, given that he is joining, or is it not really that big a deal?
Interested to know Kunku's signing. Yeah, no, it is done and signed, but the difference is that Gusto is kind of officially our player right now, whereas Nkunku becomes officially our player in the summer. So no, you don't need to worry about this. Fabrizio said multiple times that it will be announced when both clubs agree. It's probably on Leipzig's end that they don't want to announce it yet, which is fair enough. I think it'll be announced in the summer, probably first day of the summer or something, or just before that.
Yeah, no, that's fair. No, that does make sense. I mean, obviously, like the other midfielder that's kind of in the news is obviously Moises Caicedo. I mean, with this news here on the end zone, we're going to obviously be putting our efforts into that. Do you think that very much ends our pursuit of Moises Caicedo, and it's kind of a free run for Arsenal now for his signature?
Yeah, I mean, if Arsenal have got any chance of getting Caicedo, they need to do it now because I generally think if we can't get Enzo, I feel like we'll be back for Caicedo. So I think that's what's going to happen. Honestly, we'll get either one of these. I think.
Do you think we're on it? Do you think we're working on both deals at the same time? Then, kind of.
No,
Although
no, no,
I
no,
don't think so either.
no. But I think we'll be back very quickly for Caicedo if we can't get Enzo. That's my feeling on it.
I mean, do you think? I mean, this is a point here in the chat. I mean, do you think the Caicedo stuff was a bit of a smokescreen? I mean, it wasn't. It's not fake interest, is it? Because there has been in Chelsea are interested in Caicedo, but I mean, do you think that's was a bit of a tactic to try and get some Benfica or something along those lines potentially, or do you think that it was genuine interest in it in Caicedo? Because we put a bid in, so it obviously
Yeah, no, genuine interest.
genuine interest for sure, genuine interest. I mean, how much would you pay for Caicedo? Do you think Caicedo is worth the sort of the 70/80 million pound region? In terms of a bid. I mean, if we don't get Enzo, would you rather us get Caicedo or rather us just wait till the summer and reevaluate things then?
Um, it's a tough one, isn't it? I really want Enzo, but at the same time, I do feel like we need someone in now, though, man. Because it again depends if Kante stays fit. The outlook might be a little bit different, but let's be honest, he's not going to stay fit. So,
Nah, mate, he's still got
um,
over a month out anyway.
yeah,
Still,
Kovacic has not been playing very well since the World Cup. He's dropped off a little bit. And Jorginho is really our only six option. I mean, you might say Zakaria, but Graham Potter's been playing him in the more advanced position in the pivot. So I just don't see how, when Jorginho needs a rest, who plays there? That's why I want Enzo now, so we have more options. But yeah, it's a difficult one for me.
yeah, it is. It is tough. We've got to fight for this now. We are going to fight for it. And as we've said, even if it ends up being a deal where we get him, but he comes in the summer like with Gusto, I think a lot of us, well, all Chelsea fans would 100% take that. But tomorrow is definitely the key day. If there's no developments tomorrow, then I think you can pretty much rule this one out for certain. Mate, in terms of outgoings, then, obviously it's kind of all been about incomings. What do you think there'll be any players leaving the club? Obviously, if Enzo does come, what do you think that means for the likes of Gallagher or Loftus-Cheek? Do you think clubs that are interested in them, your Newcastles, your Evertons potentially, will come back in for them and be looking to get their signatures? Do you think there's a chance that one of those two leaves?
I don't think Gallagher. No, I think we've placed a pretty high price tag on him. I think interested clubs. I mean, I know Ornstein said there's a lot of interest in him, so maybe there's a club behind the scenes or a couple of clubs that might be looking for a late move. But I find it hard to. I mean, I don't find it hard to see us eventually getting money out of him, but right now in January, I can't really see from the outside view at least who would come in and offer
What,
what we
40
want. I
mil,
think,
really?
yeah, well, even 30 mil, bro. I mean, who's paying that? I mean, who's got that funds right now? I'm not sure.
Well,
So
Newcastle, I suppose, aren't they?
yeah,
But
maybe. I
they've
mean,
just
it's a
dropped. I
shout.
mean, they just dropped what 40 million on Anthony
Yeah.
Gordon. I mean that's not much to their consortium, as it were. But still, Newcastle are looking for a midfield player. I guess it would be possible. I mean, would you mind if Gallagher left on loan or Ruben on loan somewhere? Do you think that would make sense, or do you think we got to be looking at permanent sales?
Nah, permanent sales for me. Yeah, permanent sales. I don't think. Also, I don't think the club are going to loan anyone out. I think I've read a few reports which said they don't want to loan anyone out anymore.
Well,
So,
not even Datro Fofana.
well, yeah, maybe those, but like the
Yeah.
first
Oh,
team
right.
players,
Yeah.
like the Loftus Cheeks and stuff like that, like the fringe players, they want to try and start recouping the money. So, yeah, I don't think. Yeah.
I mean, where do you stand on the likes of Hakeem Ziyech as well in terms of his future? Obviously, he had a great World Cup, as we know. He did. He started a few games recently, and he's done reasonably well. Roma obviously are interested in him, but that depends on Zaniolo leaving the club. I mean, where do you stand on Ziyech? If an offer came in at around the 17.5 to 20 million pound mark, which is believed to be roughly around the valuation for Ziyech, would you take it, or would you rather him stay and then we get rid of him in the summer?
Sorry, that was the stream is like my internet is shocking today.
No,
So
I'm just
bad.
gonna say, mate. In terms of Hakeem Ziyech, if an offer came in for around 20 million pounds, would you be happy to sell him now, or do you think we should just keep him and wait till the summer because he's been playing okay?
I don't know actually. No, nah, I don't know because I want Madueke to stay really fit, and Sterling and him, two wingers there. But imagine Madueke or Sterling, or even both of them got injured, we'd have no right wing apart from Hutchinson. So I'd, yeah, if it was like a really good bid, maybe 25 plus add-ons, I'd accept. But other than that, I'd keep.
Yeah, I think it's worth probably keeping. This is the thing, we just don't know. Like, obviously, we're getting key players back from injury, and we just don't really know like who's going to stay fit for how long. So, whilst it's tempting to get rid of players and we need to trim the squad down, you'd know full well that if we sold Ziyech, then Sterling would be injured or Madueke would get injured, and then we'd have no backups or anything in that regard, which would fuck us over. But I mean, throwing it forward a little bit to the summer. Do you expect it to be like almost a bit like a fire sale? We're not going to try and get like decent money for these players. If we get, say, 30 million for Pulisic, they'll just be like, right, bang, get rid. Do you think it's going to be fire sale, or do you think we are still going to try and recoup as much money as we can for these players?
I got a feeling it will be like fire sale, to be honest. But
Yeah.
at the same time, like I think in the early weeks of the summer window, I think we'll try and negotiate deals, and I think maybe this could already be happening behind the scenes now in terms of certain clubs, at least like name jotting them, for coming back for talks. But yeah, I see a big possibility. It's just going to be like a fire sale, like 25 million here, buy Hudson Odoi, 20 million, buy Pulisic. Is it like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I feel like that will be the case, and I said this earlier in Lauren's stream. Actually, the fact that Chelsea fans I know are going to be like, "Oh, we've sold him too cheap," but these, everyone in the fan base has said, these guys have been shit. So we're not going to
Yeah,
get
we're not
a lot of investment back.
going to get the money back. We're not going to
No,
we signed Pulisic for 63 million pounds. To think we're going to get anywhere near that for him in the summer is just ridiculous. If we got between 30 and 40 for him, we've done so well. People need to fail to realize that these players' values haven't increased because they've not performed. So we're not gonna get that sort of stuff. We're just not gonna get it. Ben Jacobs has put a bit of a thread out. You've probably seen it, but I'll bring it up anyway. Told Enzo Fernandez today, reiterated in strong terms to both Rui Costa and Roger Schmidt, obviously the Benfica manager, he wants to leave. In addition, Benfica's board remain divided about accepting a structured deal. Their public stance is release clause or nothing, but Chelsea obviously testing that. CFC's last resort would be to trigger the release clause, but this has always been downplayed. But make no mistake, Chelsea are prepared to go, as one club source put it, significantly higher than their original bid. Some sources say that's 105, but the structure's key. Costa, Mendes, and Chelsea's owners have all held cordial talks, despite Schmidt claiming there was bad blood between Chelsea and Benfica. Benfica got a game on the final day of the window, so that'll be Tuesday. So if Chelsea do get a breakthrough, all parties will ideally want things resolved on Monday. So, mate, in terms of that update, tomorrow, as we said, is the key date. Divided Benfica board. Do you very much think it's just Rui Costa that's on the other side of this?
Yeah, this guy's the arseache, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's so annoying. Like, this was reported last time. Like, some Benfica board members wanted to sell him, some didn't. And, if it was just board, I think it'd come down to votes, but as it often does. But this Rui Costa guy is just, I mean, I don't blame him. I mean, Enzo Fernandez is a fantastic player, but at the end of the day, are they going to ever get this money for him? I don't know, man. Honestly, like, and would it just be a case of Chelsea coming back in the summer and doing this now, like in the summer instead of now? Like, I think so, honestly. Like,
I mean,
we're so adamant on him. Like, there's not, you know what I mean? Like, even if a club came in the summer and they was like, pushed really hard, like say what Arsenal are doing right now with Caicedo, that literally doesn't rule out Chelsea just going straight back in again. Like, I generally think at some point in time he's going to be our player. That's, we're that adamant on him, surely. Like,
I mean, yeah, you would think so, mate. I mean, you look at it from a Benfica perspective, and you're thinking, yeah, he's really important to them. But is 6 more months, or well, less than 6 months, really? Is the rest of the season with Enzo that important to them that it's worth potentially losing 20, 30 million pounds off his valuation in the summer? I don't really know. I mean, Pys, do you envisage tomorrow that we could see an Enzo situation like Caicedo in terms of him maybe putting a statement out or trying a bit more to force a move? Or do you think he's a bit more respectful? He's made it clear and he's just going to get on with it. And if he doesn't get the move this window, then he'll just leave in the summer. Do you think he could force it at all?
I mean, it's been reported that he won't, but I mean, again, if you believe Ben Jacobs, he said again today he wants to leave. So, I mean, I'm so like nervous about this deal. Like,
Mate,
so much of me says it's going to happen, but then it's Rui Costa guy, man. It's like Koundé deal. Like, Koundé was
I
like,
was convinced we were getting Koundé, and it just never happened.
If you follow the news today, I'm pretty convinced we'd get Enzo because we're pushing so hard and with the intentions there, the deal, clearly we're working on this proactively, but the leader at the top, Monchi, Rui Costa, they're the guys that make the calls. So they're in the position of power, whether we like to believe that or not. They are. It's just fact. The selling club is always in the position of power. So
yeah, it's so annoying because like it feels like we're quite close, but I'm also fully aware that we're still quite a long way away. I mean, I don't know how many different ways we can try and structure this to sort of get them to agree to sell to us. But this is so annoying. I mean, I know obviously he's got to give the go ahead and he's got every right to not accept it. But mate, are you surprised, given like the position that we're in, that we've still got such strong pull as a club? Because it's mad the level of players that we're prepared to sign. The fact that Champions League football next season is kind of irrelevant to some of the top players we're signing. Are you surprised at the pull that we've still got?
not really, to be honest. I mean, we're Chelsea. We can offer, money. I think the project as well helps so much. Look at Enzo's going to be looking at how many signings we've made. So far, he's going to be thinking, fuck me, these owners are ambitious. Look at the team they're building. Like, I need to get out of here, go and play and live in London's such a big attraction as well. We're so lucky we're in like the best part of London.
Yeah, I mean, mate, I'd love to be in that fucking, in that pitch that Bowley does, or Egbali, or Win Stanley, or whoever does it, mate. Could you imagine listening to that presentation? You'd literally do anything after it. So I mean, this presentation must be fucking good, in all honesty. But at the same time, I don't really know what to think about all this stuff. It's basically in the reality, mate. There's not really any new news on this, is there? This is just the same as what was happening at the start of the month, essentially, isn't it? Just like it's the same news that's just come up again.
Pretty much, yeah. But this time there might actually be breakthrough. I mean, we hope. Yeah. I mean, I guess the difference this time is we're not gonna there's not gonna be days of back and forth. You know, this happened today, this happened in talks. Like it's going to be tomorrow or Tuesday, but tomorrow we'll know. I think, just because I think they've got a game as well. I think soon.
They got a game. They got a game on deadline day. They've got a game.
Right. Yeah. So this will be concluded tomorrow. Then 100% has to be. Won't run into Tuesday.
Mate, we haven't got long then, have we? We've literally got this evening and tomorrow to try and do something, and it needs to be the first half of tomorrow. I mean, I don't know, mate. How long do you reckon a deal takes to do in terms of like getting all paperwork and medicals and shit done? You need to do you reckon you need to allocate a day for that?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, you don't. I mean, the thing is, I know that obviously on deadline day. I mean, we've seen stories. I mean, look how quickly Zakaria signed. Like,
oh yeah, it was rapid.
But yeah, I think with like if the club had to like push it to deadline day, they probably would. Like they can go on a manic rush. It can get done then, but they've got a game on Tuesday. So if as well, like if it runs into Tuesday and he's not in the squad, then I think but I think all the journalists are gonna find out what's going on because it's either tomorrow or deadline day, so they'll get the information soon. This is why I'm so like nervous about it because we don't have we literally have no time to wait. Like there's no
a bid needs to go in tonight, doesn't it?
It might have already. We don't know this. Again, we don't know. Is this just been I know this is our guy got it pretty early, but this news could have happened this morning. So, and we might find something out tomorrow. So yeah.
I mean, do you like in terms of Portuguese news? I mean, are those outlets reliable in terms of what they've been saying over in Portugal? Does it kind of match up with what the likes of Fabrizio and stuff are saying, or is there still kind of a few sort of differences between what's being reported in Portugal and kind of what's been reported everywhere else?
So, is there a difference with what?
Is there a difference between like what's being reported in Portugal in regards to this whole situation compared to what we're getting from the likes of Fabrizio, Malo, etc., or are things kind of matching up what's being said?
Record in Portugal was the newspaper that has been very, very good. I'm not gonna lie, it's been very, very good. Very early on everything. They were the first ones this morning to say Chelsea were going with a new offer. They said it would be 100 million euros plus player or players. But then later on today, we found out through Cesar Mello, who's an Argentinian journalist. So obviously he has some very good connections because he broke the 120 million euros thing before Fab did. So yeah, he has some. I'm looking. I'm keeping my notifications on for him as well.
Yeah. I was going to say, how much of the transfer fee are River Plate due as well? Aren't they're due quite a hefty percentage, aren't they, of a potential transfer fee? We're talking about 20 odd million pounds they might be in line to get.
Yeah. I think it's like 20 million plus or something. I think depending on the total price. It's a lot.
That is a lot. So Benfica, obviously, if they get 120 million, they're essentially getting 100 million euros once they've paid. I mean, it's still a lot of money, but once they've paid what River Plate are due, they're getting about 88 million pounds roughly, because 100 million euros is what the total for Mudryk, isn't it? 88 million. So I guess they'd be getting around that much. But yeah, this is basically latest update is just essentially all just stay tuned rest of tonight and throughout tomorrow, and we'll basically have our answer. And if there's no answer tomorrow, then we probably have to assume that this isn't going to happen, really, which would be a shame. Mate, would you be disappointed now if this doesn't happen, having got kind of a little bit excited again? It would be a real shame if this then didn't come through.
But that's why I actually think we'd just pull the trigger on just bid a stupid amount on someone else, because I think I don't know, man. But maybe it's just because Bowley's been checking social media a lot. But I just feel like they came into this window. Matt Law's very first report, and I know he's lost a bit of credibility, but he did say his very first report of the window was like Chelsea's dream and ideal situation is to get every position sorted, and he named them, and it was winger. We signed Madueke and Mudryk, actually.
And Mudryk, yeah.
So there's 2 for 1 there.
Yeah.
He said midfielder, so that could be Enzo. He said centre back, and he said something else as well.
Right back.
Right back. Yeah, that's it. So look, I just feel like they'll do something in midfield just so they can look. Here you are. We've done everything. Like I don't feel like they want to leave a page unturned. Like that's not really how they come across. To
Mm.
me, I just feel like that. Like if we can get someone big, that's just it's already a statement as it is. But just to flex even more, like getting this, like my god,
Mate,
it would be
it
mental.
would be a madness. Like, mate, rival fans, there would be tears for days. I mean, this level of deal would be phenomenal. I mean, if this doesn't happen, do you think we could just go for someone completely off radar on a loan deal, just to get a body in, or do you think it's very much we either sign Enzo or no one comes and we try again in the summer? Do you think there's a chance of a possible loan deal? Or do you think we're looking at other names in the midfield to bring in on loan as a potential backup in case things fall through?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I don't know whether because we've gone like so hard on Enzo and because we're in for Caicedo, like I don't know whether we'll accept that fullback option now unless Graham Potter really wants a body in because I think what you've seen from these owners is they only want their top targets and if they can't get their top targets, they don't usually accept fullback options. It was the same really in the summer as well, albeit it was a bit more crazy, but we still went for pretty much our plan B targets at worst. So yeah, I would say I'm gonna say no, but so no to getting a just like a deadline day signing or something, just another body in. I think he'll be
Yeah,
one of the top two targets or nothing personally
I,
because I think that's the
I
way they do things.
yeah, I agree on that, and it's good to see that we actually not just panic buying people. We either go for our first choice, and if it's not possible, we don't just panic and go and get someone else. We do what we can. If that means they have to go on loan for the rest of the season and come in the summer, then so be it. Mate, to round out, if with this January window we've had, do you think the expectations have changed for the second half of the season at all? Do you think there's more pressure on Potter now to get results than there would have been before, given the fact there's been significant backing with real quality players, or do you think the expectations have kind of remained the same?
No, I think the expectations will probably start from next season, but I think as long as he gets top four next season, which I imagine we will. I mean, our team's going to be crazy, so I think honestly, I feel like we're just going to be a whole different team next season. And also, we're going to have a full preseason with these guys. Like serious, like we're going to be cooking serious next season. Like I truly believe that. But for the rest of this season, I think the owners will just want to see some improvement, some more goals. They want to see the new signings gel in, which I think already that they have. I mean, Felix, I know he got sent off, but look at Felix and Mudrik's performances.
Looks
Like,
really good.
hey, imagine when like give it a month or something when they're playing regularly together. Like I can't wait for this season. Honestly, I'm quite excited now with just even two players and Madueke as well. Like this attack has just it's ignited a different spark in me. I don't have to watch absolute shit anymore. So it's gonna be good.
Yeah, yeah, mate. Mate, it's true. It's mad that like you think we're 10th and we're struggling, and yet what a difference a few players coming through the door makes to the outcome and lifts the mood and positivity. You kind of forget that we're in 10th and you start getting really excited about Chelsea when it's been tough to get excited for games this season because of how bad it's been. But you talk about kind of like the attacking options, and I don't want to get too far ahead to next season, but when you look at next season and you think, right, we've got right wing options, Sterling Madueke, left wing, maybe João Felix and Mudryk, or Mudryk and Pulisic, or Mudryk and someone else. We've got Nkunku as an option up front. Straight away, the attacking options are so much better. The defense is unbelievable. Oh, that's what I was going to ask. Last thing, mate, defense. Is it true that Chalobah could be one that Chelsea are looking to sell? I think I've seen that somewhere, or although he kind of tweeted out something afterwards which suggests that perhaps isn't true. Are Chelsea looking to sell Trevor?
I mean, Chalobah came out and said, what's your favorite color? Mine's blue. So I think that was quite funny. I mean, I love Trev to be honest. I hope we don't sell him, but again, he's another one with the centre back numbers that might be sold, but I don't know. I think it's too early for that personally.
I mean, I suppose you look at it and you think like next season we're going to have Silva again renewed. We're going to have Fofana. We're going to have Koulibaly. We're going to have Chalobah. We're going to have Badia Shil, and we're going to have Colwell back from loan. That's 6 centre backs. That's probably one centre back too many to play if we're playing a back four. So one of those guys is going to go. But I suppose you look at it, and mate, it wouldn't be outrageous to say that Koulibaly could be the one that gets sold. you probably say it's between him, Colwell, and Chalobah to be sold. Would you think that's fair?
Between who?
Between Colwell, Chalobah, and Koulibaly as one of the centre backs that will be sold, because 6 for me is too many. You're playing a back 4, unless Colwell goes on loan again.
Yeah, no, I think honestly, I think Koulibaly could go out of those 3. I think he was the most likely to go, which sounds crazy, but I think it's true.
I mean, that's mad, isn't it? How disappointed have you been in Koulibaly? Like, just in general this season. I know he's only been here half a season. It's a bit harsh to like write him off, because it does take time to obviously to settle into the league and stuff. But I'm really surprised at how bad he's been. I mean, why do you think the club would even consider selling him, considering they only invested in him last summer?
I mean, I've been very disappointed, but I don't quite understand how like how bad he's been. Like I can't quite get it through my head in a sense, because I thought he'd be like one of the most assured signings, but he's been complete opposite. I thought he'd be a leader as well. That was one thing I was being
Yeah.
told a lot. I mean, I did a podcast with Marco Messina in the summer, who works for, I think it's Italian football TV. And
Oh yeah.
he said to me, you know, like Koulibaly's he's quite shy. And when I heard that, I was like, but he's Napoli captain and all that, and he was like, yeah, but he's quite a shy character and stuff like that. And I was thinking, like, in my head, I didn't say anything, but I was thinking, I hope like he actually like commands the back line and stuff. And I don't really think he has. Like, you've seen him talk to some of the youngsters, but he doesn't play like a Thiago Silva. You know what I mean? Or yeah, even like Badia Shile, he's so young, but he's kind of got that aura about him, you know, at the back. So Koulibaly just hasn't really done that for me, and I think he's been really, really rash, and just some of the stuff he does is just so unneeded. And it's for someone with so much experience. I don't understand why he's so eager to just take people's legs out. Like, just relax, man. Like, you're a good defender. Just rely on your 1v1 ability. You don't have to go rushing out, drag yourself out of position all the time. Like, I don't know why he plays like he does. It's not instructions, because the other 2 don't play like it. So why does he? It's so annoying.
Yeah. Mate, and I obviously have used like the settling in excuse with him, which is fair enough. But then at the same time, you look at Badia Shil, and he's come in he looks like he's just adapted to it straight away, which is mad. And he looks like a huge bargain at that. Last question, mate. If Enzo joins, someone's going to have to drop out of the Champions League squad, aren't they? Because we're going to have to register Felix and possibly Enzo to play Champions League. So someone's going to have to miss out, aren't they? We're going to have to take one or two.
I think we need to register. So yeah.
So we're going to have to take two/3 names out the squad then.
Yeah. 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 It will be tricky. The comments right there. From H Naku.
Was Bashir Humphreys in the squad list? Because if he was, then we could just take him out as one, because he's obviously gone on loan, hasn't he? But
no, I don't think he was. This is why, like, maybe we've got a couple of sales lined up. I just heavily doubt it. Like, I can't. There's been nothing, like literally nothing all window on any series. Like, not even like just like in talks. Like, it's just been nothing about any departures. Like, I think the most we've had is like Roma's. Dimarzio said Roma's #1 target to replace Zaniolo, Ziyech. That's literally all we've had. That's just a target.
But that relies on them. That relies on them to sell him.
Yeah, but there's been no like official talks as far as we're aware. So
yeah. This from Matt Law just come now. Chelsea officials could travel to Portugal to try to get this one done.
Please.
Just as Egbali and Win Stanley flew to Turkey to get the Mudryk deal over the line. Mate, these boys, they know what to do. Todd, load that plane up. I don't know where they fly from. Get in it. Send the boys over.
Get in the jet. I'm getting that. Matt Law, you fucker.
They need to get in the plane. Get those laptops. Get the presentation loaded up and do your thing, boys.
Get the laptops. Get everything on the page, man.
I mean, to be honest, we don't really need to convince. We don't need to convince the player though. That's the problem.
But I mean, if we see like what's his name? Like if we see Rui Costa in real life, maybe then something can get done. But by the way, I hate how he says could. Like, are they like? Don't tell me guesswork. Like, are they?
Are they getting on the plane or are they not getting on the plane?
Yeah, like
I mean, to be honest, of course they could travel to speak to them tonight. They've got the capabilities to do that. But that's a bit of a. it's a bit of a nothing thing saying that because they could or they couldn't. It's not really telling us anything.
Oh, mate, honestly, I just need this done. I need this done.
Get on the fucking plane and just get this one
best
done.
window of all time, man. If we get Enzo, it'd be crazy.
Mate, no joke, right? I honestly, if we get Enzo done, I will go to the shop and get Enzo on the back of one of my shirts.
Oh, mate, honestly,
I'll just take one of my ones in from this season. I'll just get it on the back. It has to be done. Has to be done. Mate, to be honest, I don't think there's not too much more to go through. We've been going a while now. It doesn't seem to be too much more information on the cards. So probably seems like a pretty good point to round out. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for all your comments in the chat. Make sure you smash the likes on the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already on your way out. We'd really appreciate all of your support. So if you could please hit that subscribe button, it'd be greatly appreciated. Pys, thanks so much for your time, bro. Where's best place for people to find you? Twitter. And what else are you doing this month? You've doing some writing for what website is it? Chelsea News website?
Yeah, Chelsea News Co. Been uploading some articles there, just kind of general news stuff. Kind of like what I do to my Twitter. But yeah, mainly go and check that out if you want. But mainly chelseafc365.com. I might do an article about like Chelsea's project soon. I mean, I've not had much time to write myself, but I might do that one especially if we get Enzo.
And any Enzo merch going to be dropping if he signs? Get some in production.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're still working on. We're gonna like rebrand the shop and stuff. So yeah, I'll be interested. We might have to do fucking some crazy Todd Bowley design.
Yeah, the Todd Bowley design and some Enzo merch. Let's wait and see what happens. But yeah, tomorrow is going to be tonight/tomorrow is going to be really key in the day in the Enzo pursuit. So let's wait and see what happens on that one. But as I said, guys, thanks for tuning in. Smash the likes on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Would really appreciate it. All Pys' stuff is linked in the description below, so make sure you go and check that out, bro. Thanks for your time as always, guys. I'll be back definitely on Tuesday for Deadline Day stream. Maybe tomorrow if there's some significant Enzo updates. We'll wait and see. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. Up the Chelsea. Catch you again soon.